I do have one more thing to talk about though, like really briefly. Um, so if you've been following my Twitter, you'll know that ever since Monday, I've been doing kind of daily drawings in a sketchbook and posting them. I'm trying to keep at it and do it every day. Like I want to keep at it even if the results aren't that great. I want to just try to get better. My main motivation for drawing isn't necessarily to become like a really good artist or anything. I just want to get to the point where I'm gonna make people happy, and maybe I could draw something for someone that looks semi decent. I originally got a tablet for it back in January, but I never ended up using it. And then Nessie gave me this sketchbook after we got home from our vacation, and I've been using that. I purposely waited until this month to start doing that, and I'm currently on day 3 of 3. I haven't missed a day yet since I started. Um, the reason the reason I picked Monday to do it was because Monday, June 10th. I mentioned this briefly last year, a couple days after it happened, but last year on June 10th, someone I know, an artist that I know, um, named Creature Unknown, he passed away like very suddenly, and I was like very. I got really messed up from that happening. We weren't really friends or anything, but like I was in he made a game on Steam called Smasher, and I have a skin in it. I was part of one of his big art projects because he did like a huge art project every few months of like a bunch of people. And I had met him in person once at MFF in 2022, half a year before he passed away, and he recognized me even though we weren't really friends. He recognized me from my badges and said hello, and we talked for a few minutes. And I wish I remember what we talked about because I think it was the only casual conversation we ever really had. And he passed away on June 10th last year. It was a sudden heart problem. I don't even know if most people knew he had it. He was only 24, which I think is kind of what messed me up the most about it, was that he was so young, and he was incredibly skilled, incredibly he had so much going for him. He had plans he had so many plans for stuff he wanted to do, and I think it just kind of broke me. I've been very sheltered when it comes to dealing with people dying, and it's not something I go through often. So I was really broken up over it for a long time, and in fact I could almost positively say that I have cried more than a few times all across the last year thinking about it, because I just it's so unfair, and it's just not right. I've met people who knew him over the last year, some of who have become very good friends or acquaintances to me in that time, and I just felt like the right thing to do if I wanted to draw, to because I think what I originally decided on was that I wanted to draw to keep his drive going. I know I would never be able to reach the level of talent, not talent, skill. I don't like saying talent because talent implies something inherent. He worked for what he got. I know I was never going to reach his level of skill. I know I never will, but I wanted to at least carry the will to draw forward and maybe get other people inspired to do the same thing. So after coming up with that idea at the end of last year and then waiting like 6 months because I was just too busy with other stuff, I decided to finally put that in motion this week. And you're seeing that on Twitter now with my daily sketches. And yeah, I mean, I'm gonna do what I can. I'm gonna try to be there for other people, and I'm gonna try to improve as an artist so that I can make people happy the same way he did. And yeah, I think that's kind of all there is to say about it. Again, I'm not claiming to have been like a close friend to him or anything. I didn't know him that well. I wouldn't say we were even friends, but I think maybe that's kind of what hurts even more is knowing that we had a lot of overlap in our friend groups, and we definitely shared a lot of interests, and we still knew each other. And I think that could have come a time where maybe we could have talked more, become friends. I don't know. I definitely would have wanted to be in more of his projects. I would have loved to be involved more in his games if he ever got to the point where he's doing voice acting. And yeah, it just hurt a lot. It hurt a lot, and I had to question a lot over the last year over what it means to live, like what the point of life is, and why we just leave. Some of us just leave so early. I still don't. I still can't really say I know, because the truth is, I think it's up to each individual to decide whether or not their life's been worth living when they reach the end of it. And the only thing I could say is that I really hope that when his time came last year, that he felt his life was well lived at that point. And I hope that even if he left a bunch of ideas behind, he didn't leave any regrets with those ideas. And yeah, that's all I really have to say. I miss him. I know I don't miss him as much as his friends and his boyfriend miss him. I'm sure they miss him way more than I do, and that's saying something. But it is what it is, and I still think about him every day. I don't think that's ever going to change. The first thing I drew in my sketchbook was for him specifically. I drew a picture of him here, along with just a short eulogy towards him, asking him to kind of inspire us in the future and to have his hand guide us in our endeavors. And yeah, I hope that he could see it, and that he likes it, and that I hope that he can in some way feel proud of me for trying to get into art because of him. And yeah, that's really all there is to say. I hope that he's resting peacefully right now. And yeah, that's all there is to really say about it. Um, I think this is probably I'm probably not going to be mentioning him again on stream. I last year I didn't actually mention him on stream. I kind of vaguely mentioned someone not being here anymore, but what I did was I recorded a video for the stream archive, because again, I didn't play Smasher on stream. I played it off stream and uploaded it to YouTube. And yeah, I don't know. I guess that's really all there is to say. I have all the respect in the world for him, for who he was, what he did, and I just hope that in some small way I can help make the world better through his influence. And yeah, that's all I have to say. And I'm just gonna say one more time, rest in peace, Creature Unknown. We miss you a lot.